whoever joins. Well, thank you for starting the recording. So, um, the only couple things I had on my list. So, as way of a general update, Brian. So this group's been meeting, sort of discussing. Obviously, there's always a million bills out there and whatnot, and what for us to think about or respond to or whatever. We did provide testimony. You probably saw that get cycled through the email chains on four different bills. And I can list them, but it doesn't matter. You saw them in the thing, and so we did that. We kind of got to the point where Jeff wrote it up very simply. It wasn't a lot of detail. It was more like, "Hey, we support this generally." Didn't get into a lot of the weeds on it. Um, a couple of them were ed. One was government oversight. One was human services. So we put that together. I submitted those under Missy's name because we wanted to be under Missy as chair of the. She was busy, so I just did the actual submission, but they're submitted for written testimony. Um, so that's that. I mean, the other, so yeah, that's that. And there's more. The public hearings are pretty much done at this point because it's just they ran out of time, sort of thing. But now they're all being uh, approved to go to the floor. So like we'll see where these things go. And honestly,
Hi,
good morning, Robin. For
sorry,
yeah, no worries for
forgot.
us. No, it's okay. Thanks for joining. For us, I mean, for us right now, it's just kind of there's not much for us to do on that end, right? They're going to work through the process basically. They're going to work through the process, wind their way through the process, and we'll kind of see what gets spit out the other end, basically. But I think we've done our part as a SAC to this point on bills up in front of everyone this year. Um, so if anyone has anything different to say about that, Dan or Robin, but that's sort of kind of where we're at.
I missed it, but
No, I just said we did our testimony on a handful of bills. We
yeah,
submitted
yeah.
it. There's not a lot to do right now other than just kind of, you know,
So I
yeah,
wanted to report that the cameras in the rooms was taken out.
it was okay.
Yeah, because in the what do you call them? What
Seclusion
kind of
rooms,
rooms? Seclusion rooms was
seclusion.
taken out. I think that there were just too many questions that were
Yeah,
raised, and that it just wasn't quite
yeah,
ready. So
yeah,
want to make sure that the districts A have the resources to do it, B have specific guidelines on storage and
yeah.
that sort of thing. Um, but I think we should put that on our like, pin it for next year. And I'm sure they will anyways, but yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's the same stuff we talked about here. We already had those conversations, sort of, right? Like, how long do you store it? Who looks at it? Who stores it? How, when, all those. There's lots of questions around it that they just stuck the word camera in there. Sort of, it was a little too simple and too plain. Um, yeah, no, thanks for that update. So anyway, that's the thoughts on those things. Again, there's lots happening and lots going on, but for us in our role as SAC, I think it's kind of sit back and wait. Robin or Dan, if you do hear of anything that's you know super relevant in terms of an amendment on something that we might feel strongly about, certainly you can reach out to us and say like, and sort of you already may know our position on it, then you can sort of, weigh in on that or reach out to us for us to weigh in on some amendment that might come up. But usually that stuff's happening so quick, it's hard to react to it in real time.
Yeah, that's
Um,
like last minute stuff that we
right,
don't know
right,
until we
right,
know.
right. So anyway, so we trust that you both will, you know, vote, the way you see fit and just keep us in mind as a SAC on any of those issues that, um, you know, anyway. Um, so the other thing I think that was the reason to meet today was just I know we floated some dates a couple weeks ago when we spoke, and I'm looking at Christine if someone else has thoughts, but we floated a couple dates for putting a table out at the Capitol. We had kind of landed on that as being the idea in place of the legislative breakfast this year, and doing it in April when you guys are all in session and you might be in that building and we might get passed through people. And there was one date that was floated out, 20th or 21st or whatever, that didn't work because there was going to be a whole hot mess of people there. Were there other dates? I don't have the dates in front of me. I mean, well, I had April 21st and 23rd and 22nd, those three dates as possible. So where are we at with that, I guess is the next question.
So we chatted with Cirque with Brian. So you guys have an option for this. So because no food's going to be there, and really we're not having to pay for the place itself because it's free. We can put it into, if you'd like, to have this committee be in contact with Cass at the Capitol to arrange it because we don't have to be there necessarily at that time.
Okay,
So what we were thinking, Lauren and I, is of course we're happy to help in any way, but it's up to you guys. We could connect you with Cass, so we could do an email to whoever the contact is going to be, and we could kind of, help to coordinate through that, be an assistant to you. But
sure.
it's up to you guys what you want to do, and that way you
Okay,
could look at times that work for you. So say they say the 22nd, 23rd, it doesn't work for them. So now you can
right.
look at your schedules too
That's
to see
great.
what will work. Yeah.
That's great. No,
We could
that's
do like a
helpful.
warm handoff or, just be in the email thread just to
That's
assist
great.
in any way, if that
That's
works.
great. No, we
Okay.
no, we appreciate it. I think that works. I mean, I again, I look to others too, Jen Nachi, some of the ones on the executive board. I mean, this was just a thought we had to replace that. I mean,
Yeah, and it's a good thought. It's a great thought.
I'm
Yeah.
super busy like you all are, so it's not like I got time to do it, but we should be able to do it with
Yep.
a relatively small amount of lift and, again, get a table there with a sign of some sort. I don't know what we have.
Because Cass, I have to say, Cass is so wonderful. Like she will
Yeah,
really guide you through,
yeah,
it's simple steps. It's really
yeah,
just securing, and probably can speak to this, but just securing like a form
yeah,
that they have to submit to say you could do it on that
sure,
date. And then
sure,
they give the logistics. And really, I think the biggest piece is seeing that they have a table set up for you, an actual physical table,
right,
if that's possible.
right,
And then how you want to do that. So,
yep, cool.
yeah.
Thoughts on others?
I think the 21st to the 23rd are good dates just because that's when we're really starting to kick in. You could do,
Are
you
we
could
in
do,
session there?
yeah, we are.
All right. Okay, great.
Yep.
Well, that's
Yep.
what we were
Yep.
shooting for, I think, is a day that
Yeah.
week that you're in session. It's after spring break week for schools. You guys are in session. It'll be ramping up. You guys will be walking in and out of there all the time, and that's the whole
Actually,
point.
throw the 20th in there too,
Okay.
because I have it's for the week of the
Yeah,
third
that's the
week in April.
Monday.
We're there the
Yeah,
20th through the 23rd. So,
yeah,
and then I don't know if we're coming in the 7th, 8th, or 9th. I know we're coming in two of those days, so that's kind of it for early. And then once you're hit April 27th, it's probably going to be too late, to be honest with you.
right.
Um, so, and the week of the
Okay.
27th, they do a lot of the regional days, so like Hartford Day, New Haven Day, Bridgeport Day. So they'll do those the week of the 27th. So,
That's good. It's good, Dan. The other thing I was thinking is that you could, make it more like an advocacy day. So if you wanted to like invite members of the SAC up to like meet with their legislators, give them some, a piece of material, just to say, hey, we're, even if it's something like we're not really asking for anything this year, but this is who we are. This is,
Right.
what we're doing, and we would love, you can even, ask folks to be involved if they show interest. Um, but just sort of having that opportunity where you reach out to a staff member. I mean, Dan knows this. You reach out to a staff member and say, hey, can we make an appointment with, you
Yep.
know,
Rep
Rep so
Gatsky,
and
right,
so,
right.
and basically you just meet them in the hallway. Like it's not so complicated, but just like because they're constituents, and
Yeah,
that's so valuable, especially going into, our campaign season and things like that.
yeah, I always will make time. Just for me, this personally, I will always definitely make time if I know there's a constituent.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
because it's like it's very rare when constituents come up to the cap.
Mm.
Not rare, but like it's less frequent.
yeah,
When
Right, because we're
constituents
so
come up.
far away, right?
Yeah.
yeah,
So yeah, no, especially
It's
Robin
not
and I.
like West Hartford or
yeah,
Newington.
Yeah, it's not like or
That's true.
Tom, you're in
yeah. Rocky
Rocky
Hill in a
Hill.
close spot.
So
Yeah,
yeah, no,
yeah,
you're so when somebody
yeah,
comes up from southeastern Connecticut for me, I get
yeah,
super excited. It probably happens a couple times a session. It's not rare, but it's
yeah,
pretty infrequent. So I'll always cut out time for them. And then if they're not constituents, it's like, okay, maybe,
yeah,
depending on my schedule. And then also you could have people on the rope line outside the caucus rooms, just kind of handing out material and trying to flag down reps.
Right.
Um,
Does anyone else on the call, and I'm just looking at Nachi and Jen because you're our SAC members that'll kind of help maybe potentially, man the table, so to speak, um, have thoughts on the dates that we just kind of talked about.
And looking at
Everyone's,
the calendar,
yeah.
I think the 22nd we're at Goodwin. Is that still on for Goodwin?
I'm not sure who you're asking, but I don't know the answer to
I
that.
don't know, team, because that's what I understood, that we were supposed to be at Goodwin on the 22nd as a
Oh
SAC.
yeah, okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, I see it now.
And
SAC on the 22nd. Right. Actually, we mentioned if we did do that day and people were available, though it might be a lot, we could do it in the afternoon at 2 o'clock, something like that. But that's a good question. But are those other days,
The
Monday, Tuesday,
21st
Thursday?
would be doable for me.
Okay.
And the other ones, I'm not sure, but I don't necessarily have to be there.
Well, we just need half a dozen people that are going to share the
Yeah.
time there at the table. That's my point, right? Like, I
right.
don't think any of us are going to stand there for 3 hours, but I think if we just each take an hour shift, well, I'm just saying, like, if we're up there, if we have a half a dozen people that can collectively share covering the table for what, Robin, and Dan, like 3 hours. I mean, we don't need to be up there all day. You know what I mean? So that would be in
Yeah.
my brain,
Yeah,
something like that.
the 21st works for me as well.
Okay. And is time of day is like afternoon work? Is that, I mean, that's in my mind because no one shows up to session till 11. It's usually starts. So,
yeah, I'll be honest with you. I would get there before session, so I would do 10
oh,
because
okay. Do
you're
10.
gonna get
Okay.
all the reps walking up
As they're going up. Okay.
as they're going up. That's where you're gonna get a lot of the reps. So
Okay.
when you're
Okay.
kind of in the afternoon, reps are just kind of floating around the rest of the
Okay.
day. They're not necessarily. So that's
So
just
more
my
like a 10 to
preference. I don't know
noon.
if
No, it's a
Robin
good
thinks,
thought. That's why we're
yeah.
having this conversation, like a 10 to noon sort of situation. Does that make sense, Robin? You went on mute and off mute again. There you
Yeah,
go.
like 10 to noon, 10 to 1, something like that.
Okay.
You could even do like the combination thing, right? Like you volunteer at the table for an hour and then, you go and
Meet with somebody, right?
meet with someone the next
Right.
hour or something. So we only need to, 45 an hour, hour and a half, something
Yeah.
like that with
Yeah.
folks. The other thing I would just take into account is that a lot of times the Senate goes in later
Oh,
Right.
yeah. No, the
and
Senate
they
could say
never
they're,
start on time. Right. So
yeah, they
like
could,
we
sorry, Ron.
are predictable. I was just gonna say we're predictable. Like
Yeah,
10
you
or
guys start
11
11, they start
usually
at like
are in.
1. Yeah, they usually start at
Yeah,
like 1 or something.
exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so 10 to 1 makes sense. We'll grab them as they're coming up.
Yeah.
Um, is based on that timing, Jen and Nachi too, and we can float this out and just to the group and just say, hey, this is our dates we're looking at. Let's get a quick poll on who's available. And to the extent, if Christine, you can assist with that part of it, I don't know,
100%.
even just saying, hey, here's our dates, 20th through the 23rd. We're looking at 10 to 1. Obviously, well, actually the 22nd would be off because that's our meeting. So that day's off the list because we have actually our SAC meeting that day. Thank you, Nachi,
Yeah.
for that. So the other 3 days, 20, 21, 23, Fridays are usually, I think tough because you guys aren't always in session on Fridays, right?
Hold on.
He's looking. But
Hardly
We
anyways,
are
ever.
not,
Yeah.
we are
Yeah, hardly
not, the only Friday we are in session is May 1st.
yeah, because you're going to be under the gun.
Yep.
All right, so 2021, 23, 10 to 1 as options. Again, kind of, I'd say, we're considering doing a tabling event. That's not maybe not the right word, but having a table to show our presence at the Capitol, combined with, advocacy, outreach to legislators, who might be available for a shift during that time stretch. And then see really and in combination, we can see who's available for what at the same time. Christine, if you can hook me and Jeff up with Cass or whatever you said, that we can also then work out we'll do both simultaneously because we'll see who's available and then see
Okay.
what dates are available and kind of then mash them together
Yeah, we
and
could do
pick
that.
one.
I'm even thinking maybe is there a way I can even do email voting or something on that just to get an
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. If you could do like a little
Yeah,
doodle type thing, I always think
I'm
of the
wondering.
doodles. Like they had their day in the sunshine, the doodle polls, and then I don't hear about them much
I
anymore.
know,
But
right? They
but
died
those were
away.
those were not either convenient and quick and
They
easy if
were
you
a
can get people to
thing.
answer them. Yeah. Um,
Okay.
no, that would be great. And honestly, that's doesn't have to be just everyone on this legislative group. It can be everyone in
Well,
ZAC. I
I
mean,
was going to do the
obviously.
full
The
council to
full,
see.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Have
Okay.
reach out to everyone. Um, and then once we do that, once we lock in a date and time, I think we could do a fairly simple flyer and then, Robin and Dan just get it out, say, by the way, I know you guys are all busy, but like, by the way, we'll be there that day. Stop by and see us, sort of a thing, in
I can get Cass to make copies of the flyer. We can call it like Advocacy Day, Special Education,
right.
whatever Advocacy
Yeah.
Day. And
Yeah.
then we can we can have Cass make flyers, put it in everybody's mailbox
Right.
well ahead of time because people let their mail stack up. I don't know how people do that, but that happens.
Drives me insane, Robin. Drives me insane. Every time
There
I'm
might
in the
be
Capitol,
something
I'm checking my
important in there.
mailbox.
I think it's the self-employed person in front of in me, whereas I'm always waiting for those checks to come in the mail.
And toss the bills right?
Yeah. And then so we could do that, and we could also like if there's specific people, I would be happy to reach out to say people of the education committee and the children's committee, or
Well, right.
just the committees I'm
Yes.
on, and say, hey, would you mind just stopping by and saying hi
I
to these
agree.
folks? They'd
And
love
it
you
would
to
be
tell.
really, yeah, it would be really helpful if
I
we
think
could get
that
Jen to
asks-
stop by,
yeah.
right? Jen,
Yeah.
uh,
Leaper. Yeah.
Leaper to stop by because we haven't really connected with her lately, and she's obviously the chair and a key person, and so that would be really helpful. So, and to your point, that makes sense, Dan, to the 10, right? Because so she's actually can head up there before session kicks off. So, all right. So Christine, you can help assist with that part with the doodle polling or whatever, surveying to see who's available, hook us up with the Kess as far as scheduling, and I can work on that with Jeff and
Awesome.
Kess to schedule. And then some sort of simple flyer, just again, once we have a date, we'll plug it in, but
Yeah.
State Advisory Council, Advocacy Day at the Capitol, come see who we are, sort of thing. Something
That'd be great.
fairly simple. That would be super helpful. I
Okay.
appreciate that.
Yeah.
And if
Sounds like a
anyone
plan.
is really good at like little, goodie bag giveaway things, if anyone has any ideas.
Oh
like,
man, that sounds like a little bit, greasing the skids there, Robin. I don't know about that.
well,
You know what
it's
I mean?
it's always the staff who wants it. Hey, I'm not making you get
Oh,
ice
the
cream,
staff.
so,
Oh, the staff wants it. Okay. Geez, I tried to buy a legislator a coffee one day. They're like, no, I can't take a coffee. I was like, all right, you got your rules, so I appreciate that,
Well, I'm just saying those little doodads, like a sticker or something like that, can they end up sitting around in
Yeah.
legislators' offices,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I don't know. Do we have any SAC
I don't
stuff?
know.
I don't know if we have any SAC stuff. I don't
No
think we have
I
any
know,
SAC
it's
stuff.
kind
No
of
sack
We
swag.
don't, yeah, we don't have any swag. We don't have any swag, but
But you could do
uh,
like a sticker that says like inclusive,
right,
I don't know.
right.
Some sort of like,
Some
yeah.
don't forget about us special education students, right? Or something, right?
Yeah, something
Yeah.
cooler.
Yeah.
But we'll put our heads together on this one.
Robin's got good ideas, then I'm like, oh no, it's creating more work.
I'm not gonna lie. I'll throw out an idea. If you have ice cream there, you will get every single
You
legislator.
said that last time too, so I'm thinking you're the ice cream junkie, is what I'm thinking, Dan,
No,
because I think you
listen,
brought that up
I
last
know a
time.
rep, and I'm not making this up. I know a rep who said to me, Dan, there's ice cream in this room. I don't know what this organization is. I
Just
just
come.
know there's ice cream there, and I will go talk to these people because there's ice cream. That is what
Oh
a
my
rep told me.
gosh.
I'm not telling you who it is, but it was not me. I will put
Then we
it
need
out.
like
It
a
was not me.
freezer and a cooler. It's like a whole thing. Like when should do ice cream? How about granola
Yeah,
bars?
you
Those don't work. Like,
You have to hire like a Ben and Jerry's,
Yeah.
person.
right.
And then I've always found that people line up for that stuff, but that I don't, like Dan says, like I don't know where the people who are actually sponsoring it exist.
They don't
You
engage.
know,
They don't
maybe they're
engage with the group. Right. Right.
maybe they're at the door, but yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
We'll bring Dan an ice cream
There
for
you
sure.
go.
You don't need a big man ice cream.
We'll bring a popsicle for Dan. Um, uh, all right. So I think any other thoughts on that? So, Christine
we're good.
will help.
Yeah.
Thank you with organizing
welcome.
Connection to Cass, with pulling a date, with putting together a simple flyer, and you and I and Jeff can correspond on that as needed, just as far as details. And then I think that, and then then it'll just be getting the word out, sort of thing. And then once we have the date, that's the hardest part to me always,
Yeah.
just getting the date with them and getting the date with us, so it's all on our calendar. Once you got it set aside, then we can recruit, our SAC members to show up, more broadly. We can start with it just, hey, this date seems to work. We got a handful. And there we go. And so that's everything's got Jeff's name next to it. So if you're all set with that, Jeff's going to take care of everything. He's going to run it and organize it, and meeting adjourned.
I'm
afternoon.
capable of getting ready for a trial. I
Bye,
apologize.
I'm sure, and we know you are. We got things under control. You will be copied on a few emails, just as this. We've been talking about the planning of the table at the Capitol the week of April 20th. So that's what we've been
Okay.
talking about. You'll get some emails about it. So just keep an eye out for that.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it. Sorry, guys.
Anything else to add, or do you have questions?
What's the traffic like going into Hartford in the morning?
Depend what
No.
time?
I'm literally here. They're doing work on 91, so I just was held up for 15 minutes in, a lane closure. 10
Okay.
minutes.
Hartford traffic is never bad by real traffic terms. Bad by
Yeah.
Connecticut terms, you might wait 10 minutes, 15,
Yeah.
but like it's not real super bad traffic.
Okay.
It's just a little
Yeah.
bit.
And it's normally between 8:30 and 10.
Yeah.
What's that?
It's between 8:30 and 10 is when it gets rough. It gets like
Okay, 'cause the
but it's
judge
only like
wants us
15
to-
minutes to get into downtown, no
The
matter
judge
what.
wants us to be in the courtroom by 8:30. The
Perfect.
federal courtroom right there on Main Street. And I'm coming from Norwalk, so it's
Yeah, but that's easy time because you'll get there early. You'll beat the traffic. Most of the people are sleeping still.
Yeah, I wish
You'll
I
be
was.
fine. You'll
All
be
right,
fine.
thanks, guys.
All right, cool. So yeah, Jeff, so that's on the tabling event at the Capitol. We're working on that. We'll work out the details. You'll be copied.
Yeah.
The only thing Robin reported on is that the cameras and seclusion rooms got pulled out of that particular bill because there was just too many unknowns on it. So that's pulled out. So that's
Okay,
kind of
good.
off the table for this
Thanks,
session
Robin.
on it. We'll keep it on our radar for next year. And I think that's it. Anything else?
Ooh, approval of the meeting minutes unless you want to table that for the next time. It's up to you.
No.
Let's see. We have 1, 2, 3, 4,
You might
5,
not have
6.
enough.
We have 6 of us. That's a good number, no?
Okay.
Is that a good number?
Not a
Yeah, I'm not sure what quorum is because I'm not sure how many are on the committee.
Yeah. Well,
Oh,
I think we'll be okay. I'll entertain a
Okay.
motion to accept the minutes from the March 12th subgroup / legislative committee meeting.
Yeah, let's do that. I make a motion.
Do I hear a second?
So moved.
awesome. Thank
I
you,
second.
Robin.
Everybody in
And-
favor, say aye. Aye. Abstentions.
I was only there for part of it.
Yeah, which is
Perfect. Even
Yeah.
better. Even better. You were there for part of it. You can count as a number. You're not an
Yes.
abstention.
well, which is better than us approving the minutes from December of 24.
Oh, that was
Yeah,
so, that was
exactly.
great.
Yeah. I was seriously questioning that has to be 25. This is impossible.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh.
All right.
It
There
was
we
a time.
go.
It was a time machine. We went back in
we're
time.
only a week
Exactly.
behind. All right, let's go.
Exactly. Well, and Jeff, while you're here real quick, and I don't want to belabor it because we all got to go to busy days, but thanks for writing that up and putting that together. That's always the heavy lift. I mean, submitting it is nothing. That's easy.
Yeah,
So I
no,
appreciate you doing that. I know you got a lot going on and everyone's super busy, but you took that and ran with it, and I appreciate it.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks
Absolutely.
and
Ditto
everybody's
that.
response. The concern I had was because I wanted to read the comments, and when I
Yeah.
saw some caution flags were going up, That's
Yeah.
why I wanted to do on those other two bills. I want to say
Yeah.
generally the overall, yeah, but
Yep.
you know, the specifics, let's touch, you know, so that's why I
Yeah.
kind of did a
No, it was
thought
great.
there.
It was great. And I think, again, I think part of the important piece of this, and Dan and Robin can speak to it, is, but like, even if it's a not super controversial, like most people on the side of thing, great. We put our comments in there, but our names out there, right? So now they keep
Right.
seeing, oh, Missy Wrigley, State
Right.
Advisory Council. What's this? State Advisory Council, State Advisory Council. Oh, wow. They're chiming in.
Yeah.
You know, they, so then again, you guys are there speaking on our behalf, Dan and Robin, but others are going like, oh yeah, those guys, we
Yeah, no,
we
that's
want to hear
good.
from
Yeah,
them.
that's a
So I
good
think it's
point, Tom.
helpful. So I think it's helpful.
That's a
Um,
good point.
And then especially this got in front of Ed, it got in front of government oversight, got in front of human services. So our name's getting out there. So anyway, anything else? Approved minutes. Christine, any other logistics? Are we good?
I think we're good. Yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.
Motion to
Yeah,
adjourn.
thanks-
Thank you,
thanks to
Robin and Dan, for
Robin
joining us.
Thanks for Dan and
bet.
Robin, wearing double
Yep.
hats, triple hats, or
Yep.
whatever, tri-corner
Yep.
hats in 250 years, so.
And Jeff, for I know you got a busy court stuff going on, so thank you as well.
No, we're good. All right, thanks, guys.
All right, guys, peace out.
Thank
We'll
you
see
all.
you.
Peace. Have a
Good
good
day.
one. Bye.
Bye,
Bye.
everyone.